Hi everyone, it's Bethany. I am here with my desk size Day-Timer planner. I'm going to go through how I use this one, what's inside here, and how it works with my smaller personal size planner that I use for my everyday stuff. So I've had this planner for ages. I love it. It's so, okay, first of all, let me apologize. I cannot get this whole thing into the frame short of like holding the camera up above my head, which will just make a terrible video. So forgive me. I think we can see most of it. There's not a, if I'm missing something at the bottom, I'll kind of switch it around. But like I said, sorry about not being able to get it all in there. So anyway, sorry, back to the beautiful planner. I had it for ages. It's nice and soft. It's so like bendable. I think, pretty sure I bought it at Walmart, but seriously, we're talking like maybe almost 10 years ago. So, and I've used it, several times in that 10 years and pulled it out just recently because I needed more space in my personal size. Just to remind you, my personal size here, right? So it's not very thick and it's very easy to get this filled to overflowing. And I like to be able to still open the rings in here. I know some people like super stuff them so that, technically I could fit more sheets in here and still have it closed, but then I wouldn't be able to open it to move stuff around and to add my calendar pages and things like that. So needed to find some more space for everything I wanted to hold on to. In the ideal world, I would have everything all in one place, but it's just not that kind of world, unfortunately. So anyway, back to this. Let's open it. Let's see what's inside. Okay, so lots of pocket space. If I was using this more as an everyday planner, I probably would have all sorts of things in here. Right now, it's like a Post-it note set and a little clip. This, I'm actually not using Franklin Covey inserts in here. This must have been an old set that I'd been using before. I just left it here because it's a little bit glossy and a little bit thicker to protect what's in behind it. So, and what is in behind it is just my info sheet. And then I have a monthly calendar from Lime Tree Fruits. You all know I am a super fan of Lime Tree Fruits things. And this is, I printed out the A5 size, which fits quite well. You can print it easily onto the, half of an 8x5, 8.5 by 11. You can print the A5 size perfectly onto here. So I do have the monthly overview, which has your month on one page, and on this side you have your weekly overview done up by weeks that combine. And actually, here's my confession. If you were to download these and print them, yours would actually be much more color coordinated than mine. Like, let's see, for example, see how this side has similar colors to this side? Yeah, I kind of messed up when I was printing, but shh, don't tell anybody. Okay, so I'm using this. I'm not sure if in the long run I will even really need to keep up with this. I thought maybe I would like to have a month in here. It does mean a little bit of overlap. I'm moving things, here's January, so I'm moving things from the personal. I'm copying things, repeating myself a little bit. Not sure if I'm going to be keeping this, ongoing, but it's in here right now, so I thought I'd mention it. This, if you haven't seen my video about my tabs, go check it out. This was seriously a very exciting day for me. So, okay, that's the first section. Then, unlike my personal planner, where I have not committed to what my tabs are going to be, in this one I actually have. However, I committed with like sticky notes, so it's still going to be easy to change if I need to. I have 5 sections. The first one is special events, which I've now this is one of those where you can't quite see everything. I've just sort of decorated it a little bit, just make it pretty. This is actually the a Franklin Covey insert that obviously came with that set that I was talking about at the beginning. So in here, what I have done is made a page for some of the bigger holidays, bigger special events that are coming up. And I think I'm actually going to be adding in a few more. I've always sort of tracked Christmas and things like that. I've decided to start making notes about, I've got one for Easter here. I've got one for Halloween, I like to be able to look back and see things that happened the year before. What candy did I give out last year? What places, what were the special places that my kids had to go visit? Who took them out? Was it daddy or mom? That kind of stuff. Christmas, I will end up using way more sheets. I just did up a couple of sheets. I will end up using way more sheets. I find it super, super helpful to keep notes from Christmases before, and I have them in another book right now. I probably will start moving stuff over. Just even things like the to-do list. We always have Christmas Eve at our house, and I always have a to-do list of things I need to remember, and looking back at last year's helps me to remember things for this year. So anyway, love tracking that kind of stuff. I've done a page. My youngest son turns 1 this year, so I've done up a page for that, but I think I'll actually will go in and do one for my older son who's turning 6. Not the big milestone birthday, but still important, and I think I'd like to keep a record from year to year of what their birthdays look like. Then after those pages, I just have some to-do paper, and this, I'm going to need to remember where I printed these from. They're kind of a neat page. If I can find out where they're from, I will post it in the comments or in the info section below, and hopefully I will be able to track that down for you. Because I can see them being, I haven't really used them yet, but I could see them being very useful. It says first things first, if there's time, and then some general notes. So anyway, that's neat. Then just some general to-do lists in here. It's mostly just in case I need them, I'll move the papers and things like that around as I need to. The next section is family. So again, just a few little decorations, make it pretty. Now in here, again, a lot of the stuff I'm just sort of getting started in actually what I'm doing in behind. So I'm sure that I will be doing an update video with all the new things and the things that have moved and things like that. But basically this section, we're looking at a family trip coming up. I've started taking some notes in there. I have a sheet, again, I haven't started using. I'm excited about this one because I'd love to have a place to record all the things that you buy that have a warranty associated with it, or that you buy an extended warranty or things like that, or just those big ticket items, just a record of, when did we get that? How long ago was it? And also I'm going to add in a pocket to keep the receipts right here with it. Those things, like your warranty slips and things like that, just to keep everything a little bit more organized. I've also set up a medical log to start keeping track of, if someone has a doctor's appointment, or if someone, if we get our flu shots or whatever the case may be, keeping just a track of it. And I've just changed this, I think was just a to-do list, and I've just changed it to include the date and then the details. And then let me see if I can find if there's one that's sort of empty. Yes. Okay, I'll have to track this down too, because this is from that same thing, the same package as those to-do lists. So gift ideas, I've done one for everybody, and we buy gifts for throughout the year. And I've also written at the top their birth date and any other things that we might buy that person present. There's some people you want to buy a birthday present for. There's some people you may only buy a Christmas present for. Some people that you buy birthday and Father's Day and Christmas and all those things. So I've kind of written those notes up there, and then hoping to sort of keep track of everything all in one place. So I've done one for each person, including like my kids' friends and things like that, trying to keep it all together. The next section I've just labeled for me. So this is sort of a personal section, but I felt like I couldn't call it personal because the tab underneath here already said personal, and that just seemed silly to make a new tab. But I wanted to change it up a little bit. So in here, I have the button-up time tracker that I've done sort of as like an ideal week. What would an ideal week look like? Just to give me an idea of something to aim for. It's also, I like the idea of using it to track your time. I haven't really done that. This I've used it more as just like a planning sheet of what would my week look like. Then I've just made a list here. I've called it my list of dailies. There's a couple of pages to it, or back and front. It's basically just something special or extra that I can do each day to make a difference in my house. You can see I've got household things. These are like tidying or picking up, or, you know, I've got a master to-do list of things around the house, choosing one of those things off of it, organizing a drawer, organizing a cupboard, just something like that. Baking, I'm not a big baker, so I made a little list of things that often it's just a matter of, you know, thinking about doing it, or, you know, thinking about doing it at a time when there's still time to start something. So making that list is helpful. And then on the back, just some things I could do with my son to get him off of video games and give us a little bit of quality time to spend together. The next page is a diet tracker, and I use an online tracker, but basically I just copy things over, and this is sort of a reminder to be using the online tracker. This one, let's see if I can show you. Oh, that's going to be upside down, I think. Anyway, sorry. Monthly goals tracker. What I've been doing is there's certain things that I like to do every day. So I've been writing those down here and then checking them off. You know, if you've watched my personal videos, see I have a little list in there. This is similar. There's a little bit of overlap. Also some other things that I don't necessarily want to track in my other one on my weekly pages. I've been putting them in here. Super easy to see, you know, oh, look how well, you know, one of them for me is eating breakfast. I'm not very good at eating breakfast. So I actually write that on here and I check and I go, oh, I'm actually doing better with eating breakfast than I would have thought. Or, oh, it's been a couple of days. I really need to stop letting that slide. Okay. This is the Dreams Game Plan from LimetreeFruits.com. I've also mentioned before that this whole goal idea and having dreams and writing all this stuff down has always seemed slightly silly to me in the past, but I'm starting to appreciate it. Maybe I'm getting older, maybe I'm finally a grown-up, I'm not sure, but it's starting to become more important to me. And this, it's a kit. Basically, you print out, it's a whole bunch of pages, and a lot of space to write, a lot of space to sort of brainstorm, and then a way to break down. So you sort of start with your big idea, and then it walks you through the steps to breaking it down. So at the end, you end up you know, with something like this. So what is it, the step that you're doing, and then what are the steps that you're going to do? What are the specific components? And I'm doing it a little bit different. They're not quite as concrete necessarily, some of the steps that I'm looking at, or some of them are. It depends on the topic, but you know, for example, you know, a finance goal, and that includes monthly budgets and weekly reconciles with our budget software, and updating it and keeping a wish list and a priority list is also part of this. So it's just a way to give you space to think about all these things that you might not think about. Then I just have some journaling pages. These are the Healthy Day pages from Lime Tree Fruits, which I haven't been using, but I printed out in case I wanted to. I can see them being very useful, but I had a lot of the stuff already covered in other areas, so I haven't really started using those yet. Okay. The last section I've called, well, along the tab it says thoughts and things, and then I basically just called it to remember. So this is sort of, I have a section like this. I have two sections, if you remember, in my personal size. It's basically just all that information that I want to hold on to, and this is a section that just will constantly be growing. You'll also notice when I pull things in that I've got some little personal size pages I've just tucked in here, because these were things that I wanted to hold on to, but I've decided I don't necessarily need to keep them in the personal one, so I've moved it over to here. So this one is just full of blank note paper of various sorts. And then I've even got, oh my goodness, what are these, Flavia note paper from, you know, little bits of remnants I had left over from ages ago. Then at the end, there is an address book at the end. It came with the Franklin Covey, I think. I've labeled the tab, because it was one more tab. I've labeled it as paper, and this is where I'm holding onto some extra sheets that I have found. I am using, there is the address book that I'm using back here. It's mostly because I had it set up ages ago, and I haven't really updated it, but I'm just holding on to it because I think that this is a good place for it. So once I get it updated, that this is where it will live. Just sort of some comments on using the, and then at the end I have this this cute little notepad that I got for Christmas. It's from Chapters. I haven't checked their website to see if you can get on their website or not. Often a lot of their things like this are only available in the stores, but it's actually perforated. I use it more as my grocery list. You can, because it's perforated, it's easy to fold it in half and it fits perfectly in the little pocket that I have. Anyway, so that's that. But just like I said, some comments on using the two binder system. It's working okay. I was kind of surprised. I didn't think I would like it. As you can see, this is still very much a work in progress. But even just being able to move some of those sheets over, being able to create pages that just would not fit in here, which I always would have had. The last time we planned the family vacation, I just had another book. So now instead of having another book just for that, I can have it in here. I had another notebook with all that Christmas information. Now instead of having that would be, notebook number 2, now that can all go in here as well. Things that I've always wanted to have but didn't really have a place for it, like the equipment sheet or the tracking, purchases with warranties and things like that. Now that can have a home. And the other thing is, this isn't so big that I can't take it with me. If I'm going somewhere that I know I'll have some time and I want to be working on some things in here, I can still absolutely throw this in a bag. But I know that I wouldn't carry this around as much. Like, I literally take this with me every day. It fits even in one of my smallest purses that I take. This will fit. This definitely wouldn't. So anyway, I know a lot of people have questions about using two planners, or, can I fit everything in the personal size? You probably can't. That's my opinion. You probably can't fit everything that you want in here unless you're just looking for a really simple, calendar system or something like that. But I think that you probably can find a system that will use two binders and that will work out quite well for you. So anyway, that has become my longest video. Thank you for your patience. Hope you've enjoyed this little sneak peek. Oh, it was more than a sneak peek, the full peek this time. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.